Since 1977, Lighthouse Ministries has been serving the last, the least, and the lost within Polk County. They go where the need is, whether it's on the streets, in their stores, or in the community. Joining us in the studio is Galinda Fleming, Director of Career Education at Lighthouse Ministries, Alicia Balderas, who is a participant in the women's program, and Anthony Lupino, who is a participant in the men's program. Thank you for joining me here today.
Thank you for having us.
Lighthouse is an exciting program. Why don't you tell me a little bit about it and what it does for the community?
Well, as stated, it started in 1977. It has three components. One is the homeless shelter, which is where it started, in the soup kitchen. The other is the Hope Centers, which are in our thrift stores, and that's for the community at large. There's an application process, and they can receive food, clothing, housewares, furniture, whatever they would need. And then our third component is our Success Sheltering Life Learning Program, and that's our residential program for men and women. It's a 14 to 24 month program. They come in, the first 4 to 6 months is a resident, and during that time they come to me through NOVA. NOVA is the program that helps them get their GED if they don't have it, or it's a refresher course to get the cobwebs out of the mind, and helps them go on to either a vocational career or to go to college. After that program is done, the next phase is the internship, where we actually pay them a minimum wage for 40 hours a week, because their goal is to save $3,500 to $5,000. Wow. So that when the program, when they're ready to transition out, like Anthony, he has savings, and he has at least $3,500, sometimes $5,000. And what we're trying to do is to help them succeed when they leave, and by doing that, the budget that we've taught them about and the savings that they have in their savings account gives them like a safety nest.
So you have separate programs for women and men? Yes,
the men are in the men's shelter, which is where the homeless is, which we feed 365 days a year, and then the women and children are in our Family Life Center. And the children is really important. I think we're the only one in Central Florida that has a program for women where they can come in, where they've either been sexually abused, mentally abused, on drugs, alcohol, and once they come in, and if they have children, we have a community preschool that is in-house. We have a kid care program for the elementary kids. They can go to education classes. They can go to work and not worry about the children, and in that process strengthening them as well as strengthening their family. We have counseling for the women. We also have counseling for the children.
That's very exciting. And what about the men's program?
The men's program is just similar to the women's. They have counseling, they have mentors. Again, it's 14 to 24 months, and the same process, coming in first 30 days probationary period. The next 6 to 7 months they're doing work therapy, and then internship and saving money, $3,500 to $5,000, and then transitioning out to either continue to work with us because they may be felons and hard to get a job, or they found a job outside of Lighthouse and leaving us, or they are transitioning out to their own apartment and getting ready to go to college, like Anthony.
That's very exciting. Speaking of, let's talk about some success stories of the program. Alicia, why don't you tell me a little bit about how you came to be at Lighthouse and more about your story?
Oh, well, my story begins before entering the Lighthouse Ministry. I spent most of my time in and out of jail. I had been to prison twice and abusing methamphetamines. Since my stay at the Lighthouse Ministry for 8 months, I have been there 8 months, I have been reunificated with 2 of my children, which at one time I had no access to, are now spending the weekends with me every weekend at the Lighthouse Ministry. I am also attending the NOVA program. I do not have my high school diploma right now, but I just recently passed my reading, literature, and writing GED.
Great.
I am working on my science now. Our goal is to test on that in 2 weeks. And my goal, my overall achievement goal, is to leave the Lighthouse Ministry with my high school diploma. I also attend classes Monday through Friday, which are family integrity classes, which are parenting classes, anger management classes, grief and loss, financial management classes. These all classes have taught me life skills in my life. So when I do leave the program, I have received these life skills so I may be a productive citizen and a mother to my children. I'm looking at becoming an intern within the next month and a half. Once I become intern, it's that a safety net that I save up $3,500 to $5,000, so I may be able to move out on my own and continue to be a productive citizen and a mother to my children. And I just want to say that I'm very grateful for Lighthouse Ministry. I'm very grateful that they exist, because since my coming there and my stay there, Lighthouse Ministry, I have received hope. I have received a future. I'm able to set goals now in my life. And most of all, I have received a relationship and the love that I continue to have every day with Jesus Christ.
That's amazing. Thank you so much for sharing your story. That had to be hard. It's always hard to talk about the harder parts of our life. But that is amazing, and you are so strong, and I'm about to cry here. So that's great. And Anthony, why don't you tell me how you came to be at Lighthouse?
Before I came to Lighthouse, I was involved with a lot of drugs and got caught up with the wrong people. And I have a great family, but I never wanted to listen to them ever. I always wanted to do what I wanted to do, and that always led to arrests and just in a lot of trouble all the time and just commotion with my family. And before I came, I was just doing my own will, and I didn't know there was anything better. And I went to detox before I came to Lighthouse. And somehow, it's not even around here, and somehow I got referred here by God. And when I came to Lighthouse, it was crazy. I'm not used to it at all. I didn't want to do it, but we have a great director, Barry and Robert, who are good to talk to, and they helped me through it. And the classes I didn't want to do, but they helped. They actually help. I just had to listen and have discipline, and Lighthouse gave me structure and most of all work ethic, you know, because I didn't want to do it, but I did it. And going through the program, it's really hard because you're dealing with a lot of different people, and it's part of life, and it's problems. And a lot of it I was doing on drugs, so I didn't realize how much problems I had until I came here off the drugs. And I went through the NOVA program and refreshed my memory, which was shot, and it's only by God's grace that I had mercy, because I shouldn't be at Lighthouse. I shouldn't have the opportunity, but Barry let me through the doors, and I went through the program. And for the first, as a resident, it's strict, and it helps you. Through the program, as a resident, you don't get any of the privileges as an intern. You're just working, you're volunteering. And when I made internship, I got minimum wage and a job where they put me in the kitchen. And it just taught me that I need responsibility in my life. And the vision of Lighthouse is, our vision is for those individuals we serve to achieve an overall outcome of God's peace, life purpose, and fulfillment of potential. And for once I have God's peace in my life, because my own will always got me into trouble. And now I'm doing God's will and just serving others, and I have this peace in my life that I can't explain. And I'm so fortunate to have Lighthouse and to give back to them. And I'm actually leaving next week and going back to college and getting my life on track.
That's amazing. What are you hoping to major in?
Marketing.
In marketing, just like me. It's a great field to be in. Maybe you'll be in here one day. So thank you guys for sharing your stories. That is just a testimony as to how people's lives can be changed by the different programs that are here in Polk County. What else does Lighthouse do?
Well, we mentioned the NOVA program, and one of the main things in the NOVA program that we have is it's a memory assessment. And we've had people that have come in, it does immediate recall, short-term memory, long-term memory, And we've had a gentleman come in, let's say October, and his short-term memory was 16%, long-term 16%, immediate recall 9%. After 4 months doing the learning skills improvement, the 9% jumped to 84%.
Wow.
And his 16% jumped to the 90s. And it really does help them get their memory back. Drugs, it's easier to get their memory back. Alcohol is a little bit harder, but everyone that does the learning skills improvement part of NOVA does have a definite impact in their life with their memory. You can volunteer at Lighthouse. You can go to our website, and I'm sure you'll have it on the prompter, Lighthouse Ministries. It's lighthousemen.org. You can volunteer at the stores. You can volunteer with the residents. You can volunteer in the women's shelter, the kitchens, feeding the homeless, working in the thrift stores. Youth groups can volunteer in the different thrift stores. And it's just, Lighthouse is just a wonderful place. When I first came, it's like it's the worst kept secret of Lakeland. When someone says Lighthouse, they automatically think of the homeless. But in reality, one of the major things that we do is our residential program, and to see them come in broken and no future and no discipline, no direction, no nothing. And then to see them after 8 months and a year, changed lives, ready to go out and be a productive citizen, a part of society, something that they can be proud of, something that we can be proud of. And like they said, none of this would happen without God's help. We are a Christ-centered, faith-based facility. Our pathways are spiritual, community, industry, and education. And with those 4 pathways, they can progress through the program and then become self-sufficient, move out on their own and get an apartment, or go to college. I can't wait to see Anthony's first grades in college. He's going to be living in Clearwater, so he's very close, and we like to stay in touch with them as they leave the program.
And how does Lighthouse receive its funding?
Well, like I said, we're faith-based, so we don't do government funding because we want to be able to share the gospel and to give them an opportunity to have a changed life that will last. We get funding through foundation grants, through corporations, through individuals. Basically, it's all community involved. If we didn't have the community backing us, we would not be able to fund the projects that we have. Our thrift stores, so that anybody out there that has anything to donate, donate it to our thrift stores. They bring in 50% of our income. So without the community, Lighthouse would be gone.
Okay, where are those thrift stores located?
We have 2 in Lakeland. One's on Parker Street, and across the street is our Hope Center. And then we have one on Shepherd Road. We have one on Havendale, and then we also have another one in Winter Haven on 6th Street.
Okay, so those 2 are in Winter Haven.
Yes, and our website has their addresses and their phone numbers and all of that information as well.
Sounds like a great place to shop. I want to thank you all for coming today. It was great talking with you.
Thank you for having us.
Whether it's giving, serving, or getting help, Lighthouse Ministries is making a difference in the community we work, live, and play in. Volunteer opportunities include working in the kitchen, at the front desk, sorting clothes at the thrift shop, giving someone a haircut, or preparing and handing out food boxes. Volunteering provides many opportunities to help those in need. All volunteers must fill out an application and pass a simple background check. You can fill out the form online, download the application at www.lighthousemen.org, or call 863-687-4076 to learn more.